Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tori if you're new here, and today I am going to show you my prepper pantry haul for the week. So here are some items that I found at my local stores. I just went to 2 stores this week and I found that the shelves were a bit scarce. I would not say that gave me pause or anything. There's so many factors that go into empty shelves, so it didn't really scare me, but I did stock up on a few items that we typically are purchasing every month, and I like them to be shelf stable, but not all the time. They're not going to last forever, so this was more for my 2-year pantry. I did get a few items for long-term storage situation, so I want to share that with you, but I did cross-reference with the food shortage list that I shared from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and I found that these are some items that I have been stockpiling and utilizing. So my rule is always buy 1 now and then 2 for later. So I typically am buying things in 3s. That doesn't mean it has to be one item that is the same. So if I'm buying pinto beans, it doesn't have to be 3 cans of pinto beans. It could be a can of pinto, a can of black beans, and a can of kidney beans. So I did want to make that disclaimer. If you're new here, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. We make videos all week, 3 to 4 times a week actually, all about life here on a budget in Northern Colorado. We like to be prepared for anything that is coming with any uncertainty in the world, and we like to take you along and show you how it is attainable, and in my experience, a smart thing to do. You never know what situation is going to come about for you and your family. Why not be prepared? So without further ado, I'm going to get you turned around and I will show you what I got. Okay, my friends, we have a small but mighty haul. I feel like we got some great deals this week, but I am trying to keep myself right around $10 to $15 per week on this prepper pantry situation. I know a lot of people go all out. I know a lot of people do a $5 stock up, which I've done in the past, but this $10 to $15 is my sweet spot and it's working the best for us. So I will say we went to Sam's Club. I got this 3-pack of Alfredo sauce, and this is what I'm talking about when I am saying more of a 2-year shelf life. I don't really mess with dairy when it comes to that shelf life, but you totally could probably go past that date. It's a 3-pack for under $10 though. I thought that was a good deal. We don't have any sort of creamy sauce in a jar. We have it in a powdered form, but we don't have this. So I'm trying to find unique items to bring into the prepper pantry at a good price. So this was at Sam's Club. Next up, I found some seasoned salt. That was 45 cents. I'm interested in making another batch of my own this year, but instead of just putting it in a mason jar and vacuum sealing, maybe we could put it in some Mylar bags. I'm not too sure. I think if I keep the ingredients pretty simple, it won't be a problem, but I got these just to have. I mean, 45 cents, you can't beat it. We use seasoned salt a ton. Next up, we got some sauerkraut. I couldn't help myself. I feel like I get a sauerkraut maybe twice a month or so, but I eat a ton of it. It's just some really great probiotics. I also home make a ton of it, so it's something that I eat probably every day, twice a day. I really enjoy it. The family, not so much, but I love cabbage, so that is why we got that. Next up, I got some of the Simple Truth organic canned beans, and they were 25 cents off, bringing them down to $1, which was a lot cheaper than a lot of the other beans in the store. Of course, you could go to Walmart and find some cheaper options, but we did Kroger this week. I am excited because these beans have not gone on sale for a long time. I definitely have some dry beans in storage, maybe too many, but well, I mean, it's never too many because we like beans. We eat a lot of it, but we got some light red kidney beans, perfect for chili. The Great Northern beans, I love blending down into a white bean dip. I got some garbanzo beans. I love just piecing it apart. I might actually use this can for the Super Bowl and just do some, I don't know, cream cheese buffalo sauce with it. Go Birds, by the way. And then we did get the tri-bean blend, and that is for a white chili. We got 2 of those. And then I got lentils. I love making lentil meatballs. I love mixing lentils with regular meat too, and just adding it to things. It's a great source of nutrition. So Beans were a must. I feel like they're a must all the time, but I'm definitely stocking up on more canned proteins. Next up were the seeds. Now, we found these at a pretty good price. I believe they were $2.07. They were like 10 cents off. So we got the super snappy beans, and then we got the sugar daddy beans. Those we will start later on in the season. Brussels sprouts will probably start in June or July. We got the Catskill. And then onion varieties, I'm going to start this week. We just need cool, dark area to start, and I will transfer them out in May. We eat a ton of onions, and I am embarrassed to say we did not get that many last year. I'd say maybe 5 pounds, and of course, we've already gone through them. I used some of them to dehydrate and make into onion powder and make it into taco dips and things like that. So, I mean, I think we did good this week. I'm excited about the seeds. Of course, I want more seeds. If you missed it, I did a whole seed starting video. I have this whole setup today, so I should probably plug that right back in. There it is. Okay, but this is what we got. So I'm feeling good about it, and I would love to know what you're stocking up on, because it is a little disheartening to see some of these prices. And when I'm looking at other videos on YouTube, because I do follow other preppers, I am seeing stockpile this, stockpile that. And this season of life is all about things that we actually like. We, of course, have the classics, rice, beans, we have our flours, our sugars, everything that I talk about in my prepper pantry tour. I've been doing this for a while, and I've gotten some comments recently saying, hey, you could learn a thing or two about so-and-so's channel. And while I appreciate that comment, I really think it comes down to each their own. So when I am showing you these hauls, this is what my family and I love. Get what your family likes. Don't be fooled by people saying that processed junk food is a great thing to store. In my opinion, if your family likes it, store a little bit, but there are a lot of different things that you could be storing at a fraction of the price that you could mimic in those processed foods. So really take some of these channels with a grain of salt. I've been a little disappointed in some content that I've seen, people skipping meals and people saying, the standard American diet is really the way to go here. If we all are talking about that, if you've seen it, I'm not going to go too in depth with it. I'm looking at the kids out here too. But the food guides have changed, and a lot of people are following it, and that is where I'm disappointed. I'm shocked that people are following it. If anything, we should be moving away from that. If the global shutdowns have taught us anything, it should be a general distrust for the government. Unfortunately, I mean, I'm sad to say that, but there are so many instances in the past recently that have shown us not to trust that and to question it and to maybe start being more sustainable. So that is what I'm moving into in the channel. I'm sure some of you have seen some garden content and things like that. I will say I can't make all of my content all about prepper pantry hauls. I know you all love it. I know they get the most views, but we really are only doing that once a week. So you'll probably still see once a week, but I want to show you other ways to become more self-sustainable, because it's easier. It's just easier. I really was, I guess, intimidated by it at first, but now that I'm sitting here and looking back on the last couple of years, I made this possible on a very tight budget with not a lot of time. And I'm so fortunate this year to be at home with the kids and be able to take the time during the day to shop these sales and really research what's important for myself and my family. So I am encouraging you to do the same. I know some of these things are easier said than done, but I want to be here to be a motivation for you. So again, I'd love to know what you're prepping this week, and I hope you enjoyed this haul. Alrighty friends, I did want to go over the updated food shortage list for March and beyond. Number 1 on the list is going to be chickpeas. The 2 countries that are our main supply of chickpeas are at war right now, unfortunately, so that is why chickpeas are impacted, as well as U.S. farmers. They are focusing on different crops that are needed more. Number 2 on the list is wheat. We have seen that for months now, and that is because the main supplier is at war, unfortunately, but the exports from India are banned right now because they're focusing on their own food security, which makes sense to me. Sugar definitely has been on the list for a while, but the reason is interesting to me, from this article at least. It's saying that Brazil, which is a main supplier, recently diverted more sugarcane to ethanol production rather than sugar due to high energy prices. Ethanol is alcohol and is used for a variety of products, and this could mean a drop in sugar supply, leading to increased prices and possible shortages. Next on the list is avocados. That's why I got a bunch of freeze-dried avocados over the fall break. But the American government suspended imports of Mexican avocados earlier this year after a U.S. plant safety inspector based in Mexico received a threat. U.S. inspectors are posted in Mexico to check whether Mexican avocados can be safely exported to the United States. While imports have resumed, prices are at an all-time high, except for I went into Kroger today and found some in the clearance section, so you might find some there. Next on the list is going to be paper goods, and for the last couple of years we saw a huge shortage for toilet paper, for instance. But according to this article, pulp supplies have been affected yet again by the issue happening over yonder. It's causing shortages of supply from Europe. So this could result in shortages of toilet paper at the very least. There will be some price spikes. Other paper goods like paper towels, tissues might also be affected. Next up, canned goods. So with people stocking up on goods like canned biscuits in 2020 and 2021, manufacturers continue to face an aluminum shortage. The shortage has continued through the pandemic, and a reduced supply of products like tomato paste, canned veggies, soda is likely to stay the norm. So that is because of aluminum. Next on the list is pet food, and this, of course, is going to be different for every pet. So the continuing shortage of aluminum and shipping issues have led to shortages in dog and cat food specifically across the country, which several local papers reporting everywhere that there are bare shelves in pet stores. And I know this because a lot of you have told me that as well. Even big retailers like Target and Amazon are facing shortages of pet food, leaving many pet owners scrambling for their furry friends' staple food and treats. Next one on the list is baby formula. This is one that we haven't really talked about, but I am expecting in May. I could use it as a backup. I don't plan to, but this could affect me. I've seen shortages. I've seen places like Target, Walmart put a hold on how many you can actually have. But earlier this year, Enfamil, Similac, Gerber, they became harder to find. Without grocery shelves turning up empty, parents have taken to social media to ask where they can find formula. The recent baby formula recall has created even more pressure for parents across the country. And yes, that is something that could be very difficult to deal with in the future. Last and certainly least in my book, I of course enjoy a drink every now and again, but liquor is on the list again. I feel like it comes up all the time. They are talking specifically about rosé and champagne in this article, but you do have to keep in the back of your mind that shortage of aluminum could be increasing price of raw ingredients to actually make craft beer and things like that. I've worked in the brewing industry, and yes, that could be a real challenge. So if you like your drink like I do, then I guess stock up. I wouldn't stock up on a ton of beer because it won't keep, but maybe some wine here and there. I don't know. Alrighty, my friends, that is going to do it. I hope you enjoyed this Prepper Pantry haul. I hope this inspires you to stock up, get some extra items for you or your family, and just try to remain positive. I find that if you are prepared, you can be a little bit more on the positive side. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everyone.